Hello, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here participating in the South Summit 2022. I hope you are enjoying the event. I would like to say thank you to the organizers and Madrid Council to allow us to have this slot here to talk about sustainability and smart and advanced materials. And related to sustainability, I would like to invite you to visit our Icon Green Cabin in the area of the food truck, just here. This is Ferrovial's sustainable cabin, and we are going to use this sustainable cabin in all the projects all around the world. So after this publicity, I would like to introduce you our speakers, expert speakers in this area, Claudia Capone and Joana Roncero. Joana is graduated in chemistry. She is PhD in civil engineering, master's degree in business innovation, and master in science in project management. She is a researcher with more than 60 papers published. Claudia Capone is chemical engineer, PhD in materials engineering. She is currently the person in charge of innovation and research projects in Heidelberg Group. She is co-author of many scientific papers. We are going to talk about sustainable and advanced materials, specifically about concrete and cement. Sustainability is key for society, for public policies, and for Ferrovial's strategy. We incorporate ESG parameters, environment, social, and governance criteria to decarbonize our activities in roads, ports, airports, and all the civil works. And we are developing new green lines as energy, mobility, and water. Ferrovial and all the big companies dedicated to infrastructure depend on our supply chain. The construction of infrastructure consumes a lot of materials and a lot of products, but concrete is the most important one. Before talking to our speakers, I would like to share with you some quick facts related to concrete. Concrete currently stands at 10% of global emissions, with a tendency of grow because the decarbonization of the rest of the sectors. The impact of concrete emissions currently is in our overall footprint is 14%. So you can see that we are very dependent on concrete becoming a more sustainable product to achieve our targets. So we have here now Heidelberg Group and Tecnalia. We are going to start with the question. The first question, Claudia, is how can concrete support a more sustainable world?
Thank you, Laura, for the question. Heidelberg Cement Group has aligned its sustainable commitments with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Supporting these objectives means reducing CO2 emission in the cement sector, because CO2 emission is an unavoidable step of the cement and clinker production, because 1/3 come from use of fuels and 2/3 from the use of two-thirds for the decarbonation of limestone, that is a raw material for the cement. So the ambitious target of Heidelberg Cement Group is to reduce the CO2 emission by 47% compared to the basic year 1990, and have a total CO2 emission equal to 400 kilos of CO2 per ton of cement producer. This is one of the most challenging targets in the cement sector. This is the target for the 2030, and by 2050, At the latest, Heidelberg Cement would like to become the first net zero company in the world, zero emission.
Okay, thank you so much, Claudia. Joanna, what's your point here?
Thank you, Laura. Tecnalia, it's, as other technological centers and universities, helping the companies in order to develop new technologies to become more sustainable, and also new products that with lower footprint and also with higher circularity rates. So particularly in our case in Tecnalia, we are working in many topics. For instance, the development of eco-products, eco-concretes, mortars, grouts. That means materials, construction materials with lower footprint. We are also working a lot from many years ago in the use of different, let's say, in the recover, traceability, treatment, and reutilization of different kind of waste in concrete and also mortars. Waste like, for instance, construction and demolition waste, industrial waste like steel and inox slats, biomass slats and ashes, and also including municipal solid waste. So we are studying a lot on this topic. Also, we are studying the topic of the carbon capture, use, and storage in many cases, from many aspects, let's say, from many different topics, working with the how can we use the CO2 to react with some materials, with some waste, in order to improve their properties as an aggregate and also as a replacement, partial replacement of the cement. We improve the properties using the CO2, and we can use these materials into the concrete again. We are also studying ways of purifying and also separate the CO2 from different industrial process. How can we do fuels with this CO2, etc. We are also working on 3D printing of concrete-based materials, cement-based materials. We have probably one of the biggest labs in Spain in this respect. And also we are working, for instance, with self-healing concrete, which is a concrete that is able to repair itself when there is some damage and maintain, let's say, the durability of this material, of this structure. We are also working in the development of low-cost aerogels, using waste, so many topics that can contribute to make the construction materials more sustainable.
Thank you so much. Very interesting insight, Joanna. So let's move to the next question, Claudia. What are the research projects and initiatives designed for the short and medium term?
Okay. The key levers in order to reduce the CO2 emissions are relevant to the product optimization, the process optimization, and the carbon capture and use and storage. At process level, the crucial point is the use of alternative fuels, for example, biomass, instead of traditional fuels like petcoke. At product level, the key factor is a wide-scale adoption of the circular economy, introducing alternative raw materials in the clinker production, that is the active matter of the concrete, in the cement grinding, using in compliance with the regulation also limestone, slag, pozzolanic materials, and we can also act capturing CO2 from our plant and storing it. In Brevik, Heidelberg Cement is realizing the first plant of CO2 capturing and storage that will be ready by 2024, but other industrial plants are in progress in other countries like Bulgaria. Heidelberg Cement is also working on 3D printing, like Tecnalia, because the new construction technologies could help to make the cement more sustainable. The 3D printing, for example, allows for the optimization of the formulation, the adoption of local raw material in order to optimize the formulation, and reduce the quantity of wastes during the production.
Thank you so much, Claudia. Joanna?
Yeah, I must say before that there is a lot of technical advance, but we have a big problem with the standards and the certification. There are many ways that we have we have various scientific evidence that are working very safely and very well, but we cannot use because the standards limitate their use, or maybe do not permit the use of this way. So we need an effort from the people that is working on this standard in order to permit this. When this happens, I hope very soon, we will be ready in order to incorporate many ways to the concrete. But also other projects that need to be done, and some projects that we are working today are, for instance, the study of many other ways that we can incorporate in concrete, but also the study of innovative process to improve the characteristic of the properties of this waste. There are also projects related to the increase of the durability. We need to increase the durability of the material in order to reduce the possibility of corrosion of the material, of the steel into the material. There are projects related to the development of self-healing concrete, but not only to recover the durability, but also we need to recover the mechanical performance of this concrete when there is a damage in the concrete. Other interesting projects are relating to the use of smart materials and sensors into the concrete in order to create concretes that are able to monitor the properties, but also the deterioration of this concrete. In 3D printing, we need to do an effort, really, because there is a technology that is emerging, but still there is not in the market, and we need also a help from the standards and regulation, but also there are some challenges that we need to overcome, like the introduction of the reinforcement of this technology, and many other topics. We can think that any property in the concrete that we can imagine, maybe there is some way to obtain this property. So there are a lot of things to do, and we are working today in many topics.
Yes, I can add, if I can, that yes, also the combination of concrete with advanced new material like graphene-related material, all cool materials, can open new business opportunities for concrete, for a sustainable concrete. For example, in the case of cool material, you can have concrete with cooler surfaces that can contribute to indoor comfort in the building, reducing the use of electrical energy for summer air conditioning, for example. And also you can have outdoor well-being because the cool concrete can mitigate the phenomenon called urban heat island, for example.
Okay, really, really interesting. Thank you. We are going to go to a disruptive question now. Are we going to continue with the use of concrete in the future?
Okay, Heidelberg Cement Group believes that the concrete will play a vital role in providing a suitable solution to the challenges of the future and in building a more sustainable world of tomorrow. In few words, concrete supports local and global communities because with concrete you can build durable houses. The concrete enables infrastructures that connects people, cities, and transports goods. And last but not least, the concrete helps against flooding and erosion.
Okay, thank you. In a nutshell,
I can say that there is no material in the world able to compete in concrete in terms of mechanical performance, durability, cost, energy efficiency, thermal inertia, many aspects. So I think that the future in concrete is really clear. There is the material that can permit that some undeveloped countries can grow. And also for the developed countries, this material will support the growing in a sustainable way. It's a material that can act as a sink or landfill for waste materials, even for waste from different industries. So it's not providing sustainability to the construction sector, but also to other sectors. And also, importantly, concrete is also can be recycled. 100% of the concrete can be recycled, so and reutilized to do a new concrete. So I think it's clear the future of concrete, and there is no material, from my point of view, that can compete with concrete in this respect.
Okay, happy of hearing that.
If I can,
yes.
What Joanna says is very important. Concrete, cement and concrete could transform the waste of other industrial processes in resources for the cement and concrete sector. This is a crucial point that supports the sustainable application of cement and concrete in the future.
Thank you so much. All these reflections and insights are really, really interesting and very, very important for the society, for our society in the future. We all should work in a more sustainable and decarbonized world. This is the legacy that we will leave to our children. So we should all think about all these topics that we have just talked today. So thank you so much, and we are glad to talk to you just when we finish. Thank you so much.